Day. Good
Yes.
evening.
Back with
Pretty
Spooktember
late. Yeah, I'm actually
stories.
surprised that we made it. I didn't think we were going to make it tonight. We had
Yeah,
a long
it's
day. Had a long, long day. So thank you guys again for watching. If you're watching, if you're going to join us or not, we're going to continue with our Spooktember stories. Tonight's episode, tonight's
creepy
story.
coworkers.
Yes. Have any of you ever encountered a creepy encounter with your coworker? You're going to start or you want me to start? You
Well,
start with that story. That one was creepy because she was an old lady.
Okay, she was an old lady.
And she would do edibles every now and then.
She was tall. But anyways, also...
Was she ex-military? I think
Yes,
so.
yes. But also because... when you have conversations with coworkers and sometimes you let them know...
Hey, Crusted Up! Special shout out to our dear friend, Chris, the Crusted Joint. Chris, thank you so much for your donation. It's going to my Get a New Cell Phone fund. Because in case you don't remember, I lost my cell phone going on 3 weeks now. So I'm hoping to have one by the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
So then maybe I can get on here and do all that stuff. But special shout out to the Crescent Joint, Chris, the Crescent Joint, and his friends. And thank you for your donation. Really appreciate it. And happy Monday. So let's continue the stories.
Yeah,
so it was scary because she was an older lady.
Yeah, she was tall. She had like ex-military background.
Yes, ex-military background.
Also, because when you have these conversations with coworkers, you let them know. Well, you don't have to let them know your personal business, but usually
it's nice
you
to
build that
yes,
relationship
yes.
with people. I mean, that's just natural what happens, right? So you should always let your boss know if you're going to miss, right? You're going to be absent from work. And then also some coworkers, hey, it's none of their business, but it's just sometimes it's good to let them know because when you work together, depending on what like you do, like if it's like security, something like that, right?
Yes.
So yeah, this woman, we had built a relationship, and she just like got really intrusive, I guess, and.
But she never had her number.
She didn't have her number, but
so I don't know what
she would like ask. She would ask the boss, like, "Oh, how come so and so didn't show up today?" And it's supposed to be like confidential, right?
And let's be very clear. The type of job, because we worked together, the type of job we had, it was on call. So if you chose to show up, as long as you let them know, hey, I'm not going to be here next week, but I'll be here next week, or I'll be here Monday, but I won't be here Tuesday, but I'll be here Thursday, Friday, then that was fine too. So what happened that day? That day was crazy.
Yeah, it was just like a couple of times, right? Because if you have doctor's appointments, it's no one's business, right?
It's not.
But yeah, whatever. So no, she demanded to know. Stop. She demanded to know what we were like. What? Métate. No, you. And so she just like, I guess, had an issue with that. ¿Vas a andar chingando qué?
Nosy. Go to the story.
Who's that?
I don't know. I said Mosey.
Anyways.
Oh yeah, nosy. Definitely nosy.
Also, well, she would ask you shit too, like.
Yeah, but I was the nicer one. Okay, Emily was always like,
stop that shit. No.
Emily was always the one to be like, just after a while, you get irritated at the same people, especially when they're like nosy. So after a while, Emily's just like, I don't know anybody's shit. I don't have to tell them shit. And I'm like that too, but I felt bad because she was an old lady and like she was an old lady. Like you're supposed to. Okay. You gotta like respect your elders, right? So I would give her like, then sometimes people are older and they're like moody and stuff.
Yeah, but that's
okay. I don't know what happened with that day because I wasn't there that day, but you said that she popped off on you.
Yeah,
she was in your face.
Popped off on me, and again, this is in front of minors here, working around students.
But that she was more concerned about the other woman being alone.
Yeah, she was being like totally like, do you know so and so? Gosh, somebody that wasn't even working in the same type of like position. It was a whole other person that she was talking about that had a different position. All right, so she's like, that person has to do double work because you weren't here. It's like, how does me not being here affect that person? They have a totally different position. They make more money than me. How the fuck does that affect them? So she's just like doing that, and so she thought she was doing something by that, but she got in my face. Again, I think she took advantage because of her age, but I don't give a fuck. We were both face to face. This lady was taller than me, and we were face to face.
She's pretty like up, like
and we just like. She was just telling me all this shit. And I'm like, well, look, bitch. Like, I'm like, all right. I'm like, we're not going to do anything here, obviously, because there's kids around. But I'm like, this is very unprofessional of you to be making a scene in front of these, these kids here. So you know what? I'm like, after work, you want to talk or what? I'm like, because you know what I want to do to you right now? Yeah, you must know. And then she was like, oh, yeah. She was like, doing all this to me, and I'm like, this lady is, I don't know. We need to go get some backup because I don't want to make a fucking scene here in front of these people. I'm trying to be professional here.
This is middle school.
And I don't want to scare the kids and like they don't need to be doing all that.
No.
Of course, because we're there to protect.
Yeah,
not there to be fucking shit up. No. So that's what happened, and then the principal intervened, whatever. I was like, hey,
she made her apology.
Yeah, she made her apology. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want her stupid apology. I'm like, this has nothing to do with this is my personal business, and she's making a big deal. Like,
so then moving forward, we couldn't work together anymore because we had life changes. I think I had the baby, huh?
Yeah.
I think I just had my daughter, my last daughter, and we were still homeless at the time, and so we were.
Yeah, she was bringing in that too.
We were switching off, and so anytime she'd see me, she'd like make her way towards me, like, "Hi, I guess Emily didn't accept my apology," but it was really creepy because it seemed like she seemed like she was the victim in the case, and I never pushed, and I'm just like, oh, I'm not sure. I mean, I think she's over it. I mean, we have to get over it, right? We're professionals.
Yeah. So I just avoided the lady, but she really tried making her way over to me every time we worked together.
But then the following year, check this out. The following year, we didn't even know what happened until later on. She was let go because she put her hands on a student. She got so upset that this student, he talked back to her. He told her he wasn't going to listen or
something.
He told her something, and when he turned around, she pulled him by the hood, and that was a big no.
Well, she tried doing that shit to some other worker, an adult women, right?
But she did to a kid.
Yeah, she did that to a kid. So
that was
but what was creepy about it that the bitch, she was always up and down. She was fucking popping pills and shit.
Edibles.
And this lady was already an older lady. And maybe because I rejected her offer one time because I thought she was joking, but she was like, "Yeah." I'm like, I don't do that. No, I'm not interested in that shit. Don't be offering me. And I think that's disrespectful when you've already told someone, "Hey, I'm not into that," and they're like, "Oh, come on,
you like it? Just try a little bit." No, if I told you no. Yeah.
And so I think that was an issue as well. And that's the type of relationship that some coworkers have. Hey, they have the same thing in common, and then you're like the outsider when. Just because you saw me with tattoos and stuff, I think she assumed that I was into that shit. Yeah, so, but it was creepy because, again, I felt like she was almost stalking me. I'd get there in the mornings, and she'd get there super early.
I hate that, yes.
She would, every little move, I was, gosh, what's that movie called, Notes on a Scandal?
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, it's not really but this lady was just like a stalker, and it was creepy because she was older, and she moved fast, and she drove hella speeding and shit.
Stop sending us letters.
But yeah, she was just creepy, and I don't know how to explain it. It was just creepy. She'd watch every move. She had certain keys that I didn't have to certain buildings. So if I'd use the restroom, oh no, she was she'd go and check if you used so much toilet paper or just weird things like that.
Was that before or after?
This was before. These are things I noticed, but I'm like, oh, this lady likes to stalk people. No wonder she's still hanging out here.
Hey, how's it going, Big MF?
Hi. And then also she would bring up her business. She'd just talk about a lot of people, that person shouldn't be missing work. I don't care if their parent has cancer, blah, blah. She'd talk all this shit, and then I'm like, wow. But, if they, their dog died or something, she'd make a big deal. And so I'm like, it was creepy. There's just certain creepy coworkers. Yes. And sometimes these creepy experiences happen in the morning before other staff members get there, before the principal and all that.
Okay, so let's talk about the creepy coworker I had.
Yeah.
So this was, this is my third pregnancy, right? And so, again, we live in a small town. I love my town, right? But most of the people, a lot of them have moved because, cost of living, blah, blah, blah. And some of them usually come back. So this particular staff coworker of mine, right? We were working together, and it had been years since I had seen them, and I was pregnant at the time, right? So we ran into each other in the hallway, whatever, and it was like, "Hey, good to see you, Evelyn. Oh yeah, good to see you. Are you pregnant?" "Yes, I'm pregnant." And this is before, again, now you can't ask people these questions because it's considered sexual harassment. In case you guys weren't aware, right? So you can't ask people. You can't compliment them, tell them they look good. You can't say, "Have you lost weight?" Because anything related to the body, if they feel uncomfortable, it's considered sexual harassment. So anyways, let's move forward. So I'm like, yeah, I'm pregnant. I was I think I was 6 or 7 months at the time. And I was young. I was in my 20s, right? And so he was like, "Do you have Facebook?" Because Facebook, everyone's doing the Facebook thing. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I have Facebook." And then he's like, "We should be friends." I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Let's catch up, right?" And someone I went to school
red elementary. Flag. Don't be friends on social media with coworkers. But hey, now things have changed.
Okay,
now everybody is.
So I accept the request or whatever. Bye, honey, love you. And next thing you know, I get weeks went by or whatever, and I was on my leave, and I get a messenger, right? And it was the coworker, and I was like, oh gosh, okay, oh, and so anyways, the message was like, "Hey, how are you doing? I noticed you weren't here. Did you have the baby yet?" And I'm like, "Oh, how nice, someone who's concerned, right? Because I was on leave." And mind you, I took my leave like I was almost due. Like literally, I had like a week before I was due.
Where was your husband at this time?
We were separated, remember? But that's another story. Anyways, that's for another story. But anyways, but we were still being cool with each other. But yeah, whatever. So anyways,
cordial, yeah,
cordial for the other two kids or whatever. But anyways, so. So yeah, so I'm like, oh, how nice, and no, I haven't had the baby yet. And then I get the weird question, right? Like, do you have milk? Still not clicking, because I'm like a little naive, and I'm like, why do you ask? And this is all Messenger, right? And he was like, oh, I find pregnant women very sexy, and it turns me on. And this is something now I wasn't waiting for, okay? I'm like pregnant, and I know you men don't know anything about being pregnant, okay? But when you're like almost due, dude, everything pisses you off, and you're like, you don't want to talk about that stuff because you got to push this kid out, and it's just shit, okay? So by then I was a little annoyed. I was a little fucking annoyed. And so then I'm like...
you were like, Emily, can you like translate this? I'm like, oh, this guy's a fucking pervert. He's talking about your tits. Oh, he wants to suck them. He wants to milk.
He didn't say that.
I'm like, well, he's a fucking pervert. Well, I know where he's going with
So
this.
he asked me if I had milk, right? So I'm like, actually, no, I don't. And then I didn't want to continue the conversation, but then he asked me, he's like, well, I hope this didn't get weird for you.
It got real weird.
He's like, but I would love to purchase some milk. And normally, okay, now I don't trip off of that because with my other two kids, I had a lot of milk. Yeah. So I would donate it to the milk bank. And
some women even ask you if you could.
Some people buy breast milk. Like some cancer patients, they can drink it and it helps them with digestion. There's a lot of medical uses for the breast milk. So I wasn't if he would have asked me a different way, I wouldn't have been so like shocked. But I was shocked because the way he told me that it turned him on. So he's being a pervert, fucking pervert. I'm like, oh great, I'm gonna go back to work. And so it was embarrassing for me. It was embarrassing, okay? Because I don't know if you guys know anything about nursing mothers or anything like that. But when you're nursing, and I nursed all of mine for over a year, like the slightest thing, somebody screaming or like a baby crying, and next thing you know, you start leaking. Yeah, it's terrible. So I'm like, oh, this fucking motherfucker.
I've seen it happen.
I gotta pass through the hallways of this motherfucker, and como que.
So did he?
He never asked me in person.
Did he act like nothing ever happened or what?
Yeah, like we would see each other, and I'd try to keep it cordial, right? Like I never reported him or anything like that.
Wait, so what did you tell him in the message though?
So I just kind of left like that. I blocked him.
Ignored him. Oh my gosh.
Well, I didn't know things back then, but because it really like took me off. But it was the most uncomfortable thing, like I said.
Was this guy married?
I don't know. I really don't know. But what was really gross is that a couple times when I would see him, like when he didn't think he's being watched, he'd like poke his nose and like eat his boogers still. So he's a weirdo. But I don't know if he was married. I don't know now. This is a long time ago. But anyways, it was just the most uncomfortable feeling though. Like walking down the hallways and like almost como he would make his way so we would cross paths, and I'd be like so uncomfortable. I'd fucking want to like hide my.
Oh my gosh.
And maybe that's childish. Maybe,
I still see him.
But that was creepy. That was creepy to me, though. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess, is that a common thing to ask somebody?
That really sucks. Literally.
Wait, which part? The part I didn't want to give him the milk or the part that he asked me? Oh, me too. I love you, honey. But it was creepy. It was creepy. It was creepy because I just, like, I don't know. Like, so many things. Okay, what would have happened if I would have given him the milk?
I don't know.
How did he want it? Did he want me to like squirt it on him? Or
yeah, he probably wanted like, a video or something.
Like too many weird things in my mind where I'm like, damn, now that I'm broke, I'm like, damn, I could have made some money.
Right.
But again, it was creepy though. It was creepy. It was creepy because there's a lot of people like
and
that.
Also, as a coworker, again, people that are accepting people like on their social media platforms like Facebook. Sometimes not that great.
Do you remember that coworker? I don't know if you remember because it's so long ago. But then we had another coworker.
That Gina?
No. Remember the stalker one we had that we accepted on our Facebook page, and then they all of a sudden were like hacking the page, and they kept sending us like fake profiles and.
Where did we work at the time?
When we were doing the Los Carnavales.
Oh yeah.
So tell them about that. You accept people sometimes.
Well, yeah, you accept them, but you tell them that one. That one's scary.
Okay, so this one we worked with this. We were working in this new salon. Okay, we're working, and this is time we were actually working for ourselves. And I hate that was going to the salon. We've been doing a lot of salons. I know. But anyways, it was creepy though because this woman, she seemed so nice and so friendly, and she was very well liked. She had a lot of friends and stuff. So anyways, she was just like, oh, how come you girls don't have business cards? How come you don't have this? And I'm like, well, at the time we didn't need them because we knew so many people that people would just like, once they see us, they'd connect. Like, what days are you here? Okay, I'm here Tuesday. I'm not here Friday. Whatever. Just come through. And we never had to do like the phone number thing either because it's just the way we've always worked.
Yeah.
So she kept pushing on it, right? And then she was like, "Well, what if I make you guys an Instagram?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, like thank you, I appreciate it, but no." So we ended up making a stupid Facebook page, and it was Las Dos Carnalas. And so got a lot of traction, got a lot of followers on it. But then the lady got weird on us. Like, oh, so you guys have changed now that you have social media. And now that you guys have a bunch of followers. And like, what?
No,
like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, we're just us. Like, you're the one que estabas chingando, for us to do this. And so it just got really weird because then all of a sudden we started getting all these like spam accounts.
Yeah.
And these creepy messages like, oh, I saw you at certain place. Oh, I really liked your hair that day.
Or like fake bookings. Like, oh, hey, I need a haircut. I saw that you're mobile. And then we show up to the location and no one would be at the location.
It wouldn't be an address. It wasn't an actual address. Like, the street existed, but the address didn't. What do you want?
And then what?
And so I don't remember how we ended up finding out that it was them. It was something really
we
stupid.
put two and two together because the person wasn't that slick, and they like left like it was something very
like a mutual friend. It was something stupid.
Yeah, it was something stupid. Like they added
like,
themselves, and then it was like so fucking stupid. Like, oh, it's that motherfucker.
Thanks so much, Chris. Thank you so much. But so those are the stories today. The creepy coworkers. The work world, we have to do it, right? You have to earn a living and stuff like that. But I would just say, be careful who you get chummy with, or that was one of our stories.
Hi, Irony.
Hey, how's it going? But it wasn't. Remember when we did the Bruce story? But that wasn't a coworker. That was actually a customer of ours. Yeah. Client. So that one is that on your page?
It's on there, but yeah.
If you scroll all the way down, like from last year when we were doing Spooktember, but we'll just tell it. We used my son as the little villain in our fake little skit, but that was a true story though. So we had this customer, Bruce, and he was super nice. Come in all the time, easy haircut, number 2 on the
very
side,
charismatic,
slick back
very
on top,
outgoing,
nice guy, good tipper. And so we didn't see him for a while. No, he was excited last time we saw him because he was going to go to a party, and he's like, "Yeah, girl's gonna be popping. My wife, blah blah blah." I'm like, "All right, yeah, cool." And so we didn't see him. We didn't see him for a while, and it wasn't until like a few days went by that we ended up. Remember, it was the other coworker that called us and told us that she's like, Bruce is on the run. I'm like, what? Because that's what it was. Because the coworker lived in another city, and that's where Bruce would work out here, but he lived over there. And so that's what ended up happening. He went to the party, and things literally popped off. He shot someone. I don't know what happened.
I guess he already had a damn criminal past, and we had no idea.
Gangs, right? Was it gang related?
Yeah, something like that.
I think it was gang related. And so, anyways, he was on the run. He was on the run. He was on the
I just
news.
drove through Livermore today.
And you didn't stop to say hi?
Yeah, you should have checked in and said hi with us.
Yeah, we're not going to fight
whatever.
you. So do you live in Tracy, Irony Fist, or you were just passing through to get to Tracy? And then how was the freeway? How was the traffic? Because traffic's been crazy, too. Yeah. So anyway, so our client, he was on the run. He shot, I don't know how many people. I think someone died in that one. And they ended up finding him in Riverside. So he made it all the way over there, but it was awful, and we didn't get that news because where we live. Oh, Irony. If you go through Livermore, like the Tracy. Once you hit Tracy, you go over the hill and you go to Tracy. That's a whole different county, and we don't get that news. Now we get a little bit of it, but during that time, like whatever happens over there, happens over there, and unless you read the newspaper, like the Modesto Bee or something, then you don't know what's going on.
Traffic, bad. Now got some family. Oh, really? You have family where?
Nice. Tracy? Where? What side of in Livermore or in Tracy? It's so funny to me. Now we're going to go into another subject. It's funny to me though because Tracy is like the new Livermore.
Yeah.
Like I know so many people that used to live here in Livermore and now they live in Tracy. And I feel like Manteca is the new Tracy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like going and going. So I guess I don't know.
And then even like Turlock now too is like the new.
Like
one
Tracy?
Of them, like Manteca. I don't know how to explain it.
I'm very surprised because every time I go out to Turlock, I love to go to Turlock. Turlock's like Livermore to me. Yeah. Isn't it San Joaquin County? Then Alameda? Yes. Livermore's Alameda County. We're the last city of Alameda County on the east, and then it goes into Tracy. So what do you think about that? Do you consider Tracy Northern California? I think Tracy's already Central Valley.
Tracy off of the 11th Street.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. There's a lot of nice houses over there. And then, especially Valpico. If any of you guys know that area, the Valpico neighborhood is super nice.
That is.
Yeah. He used to date a guy out there, didn't you? Yeah, off of 11th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of police officers that live off of 11th Street,
Yes,
too.
Tracy is NorCal.
Oh, you think so? I
think so.
I don't think so. I consider it Central Valley. To me,
Yeah,
you're already over the hill. That's already like 209. To me, that's Central Valley. But, to each his own.
Yeah, some people are saying that this is Central Valley, too.
That little more
Some
Central
people
Valley?
are saying
no
that, too.
way.
It's like NorCal is everything from Bakersfield and up. I don't know.
But where does it stop, though?
Some people say that Fresno's NorCal.
Oh, I don't
Some
think
people-
Fresno. Oh, Bakersfield. That's down there. Bakersfield's already too far.
But there's like some controversy with Central Cal and NorCal.
For the Central Valley?
For like Central Valley, yeah, a lot of people say
Fresno?
that everywhere above it. No, that's
Bakersfield's too far.
Yeah.
I like this topic though because I think Bakersfield's too
maybe
far.
You mean Bay Area? No,
For what?
For what?
I'm sorry, I got lost. What were we talking about? NorCal? About Northern California? Or about Central Valley?
Not sure.
I think Northern California. No, I think Bakersfield. Bakersfield ya está para allá para la chingada.
Yeah.
That's already past Merced. You're already going like down over there, Bakersfield. I guess I don't know. That's far.
For Tracy.
Oh, you think Tracy's NorCal? He considers Tracy NorCal. Okay, well, I mean, some people consider Mountain House NorCal too.
I don't know.
I don't know. I always thought that was. That's why I was tripped. I always tripped out once I started like meeting people from Stockton and stuff because I always considered them Central Valley. And then when they'd be like NorCal, I'm like, you're in Stockton.
Well, I mean, I guess.
But I guess I don't know.
Yes, everyone's included.
Yes, I guess. What are you getting upset for?
Come on,
That's like I really don't think Livermore is considered Bay Area, but they call it the East Bay.
Yeah. Well, now because it wasn't. We
I
don't consider Bay Area.
I don't consider it. Like I consider us the Tri Valley because it's Livermore.
I remember you used to like
Pleasanton,
get into like arguments, heated arguments and shit like that.
I'm badass. What's going on? No, we're just talking here, Cobin. Estamos platicando where we're from. We're from Livermore, and the guy was mentioning Tracy. Tracy's the next city cuando subes a la loma, and then you gotta go. You start going east, right?
Yes.
And I asked him if he considered it North Cal or whatever. Yeah, I consider everything from like Bakersfield. Damn. Okay, that borders North Cal. But where does it stop? That's where I get confused. Like, because Santa Rosa is considered North Bay too, right? Or North Cal?
I don't know. Everybody's been saying
That's
that like
why
San
I'm so
Jose is
confused.
Bay Area and all that. I've been hearing a lot of that.
But I never thought that San Jose was considered North Cal either.
Yeah,
I never considered. I
Well, what
never
is
thought
it
that
then?
because that's more like east. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong for that. But
Everything above fucking Southern California is North Cal.
everything. That's
I don't know.
a
That's
lot
what,
of
I don't
cities.
know. I've just been hearing about this
Chico,
recently.
That's like Davis. So you can
That's
have
fucking
like.
SoCal,
Wait, wouldn't that be? Is Santa Barbara up there? I mean, that's kind of by there
I
too.
don't
I think.
know.
You mean Bakes? ¿Cómo que Bakes?
I don't know.
Bakersfield?
Well,
Yeah,
we
he's
don't-
talking about Bakersfield, I think. Ahora tú estás pedo, cabrón. What's going on?
Yeah, no, we don't drink.
No,
we don't drink anymore.
No, just water. No, I've been sober for. Well, no, you know what? I'll take it back. I did have a drink. What, 2-3 weeks ago? That tequila we tried.
Yeah, the
I
shots,
tried the
but
tequila, but as far as
the
like,
way we used to drink,
Yeah,
no, we don't
like
do that
every day and
anymore.
stuff,
Like we used to do it every day, every other day, weekend, everything.
well, again, when you're in that group setting where it's like, fuck yeah, come over, have a beer. All right, you want a shot? All right, you want this? All right. I was like,
Yeah, you're upset, have one.
Yeah. Oh, you're happy, have one.
Yeah.
You're too tired,
You're
have
nervous,
one.
have
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
You ain't got money, have one. You got too much money,
Yeah.
have one.
All that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so those are the creepy stories that we experienced and going on with all of that and the Bakersfield. I've never been to Bakersfield. Have you?
No.
I've driven through Bakersfield, but yeah. So
Mira, ¿estás qué?
mira estas nuns. Nuns, you're funny. Well, yeah, pretty much a nun. I've been celibate for what? Damn, 6 years?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you can call me a nun. I'll give you my blessing. Get the fuck out of here. No.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Okay, that was...
Hey, he started it.
I'm sorry. That was.
Hey, we should have StreamYarded it, you know? We could have saw his face.
That was funny. Little humor.
So, yeah. All right. ¿Y qué más, pues?
So, yeah, nuns. Are you a nun?
Well, yeah, I haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't. I think I think more people, they need to do that, actually. That's going into something else.
It's not hard.
Fuck 6 years, let's check for spot. Oh, no. We got to keep it clean, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean,
again, that's what we're talking about, right? Because we've been talking about, like, health stuff, besides the jokes and stuff, right? But, no, we've been talking about that, too. Like, it's very important to get your health checked. Even if you're not doing these things, you still need to go to the gynecologist. You men, too, man. You need to see the urologist and get all those tests done. We were just talking about that in one of the lives a while back about, you know, if you're over 40 and you're having issues, then go get your prostate checked. You know, if you're a smoker, you're a drinker, you gotta get checked out, because a lot of times, you know, like say 20, 30, 40, 50, if you guys know what that means, you know, then you start having like functioning issues.
Yeah, I met a lot of young guys that had a lot of problems.
Yeah, and then you know, it's hard too if you're now people are having kids a lot older too. So then, you know, you meet the girl that's in love with you and they want a baby, and then you can't give them a baby because your sperm's all messed up. You know? So of course, that's that, you know, aside from the joking that are things that
don't worry, I can bring my gold.
A cuchara. That's funny. A spoon? I don't get it though. But don't you get rid of webs with like a fork?
That would hurt. Well, they both would. I don't fucking know.
I don't know either. Maybe when I blow dryer or something. But anyways, so yeah. What were we going to talk about? Hold on.
Creepy coworkers.
But no. He's talking about something. It reminded me of something. Of a story. Hold on.
Some pervert creepy coworkers. That's a creepy one too. We worked with a couple of perverts. Just some fucking perverts. Like, I mean, they weren't being perverts to us, but they're talking to us about being a pervert to someone else, like, or what they want to do, like weird shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird
like,
shit.
Okay, I really
okay. You can have women creepy coworkers. Okay, we've read that. All right, there's creepy coworkers that are females too that are just like, oh yeah, every time I'm seeing so and so. Like
that one girl. We were working with Ninja, just totally like talking about a new employee that we had, and was like, oh yeah, I want to hurt him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do you mean? Like, oh yeah, I want to hurt him. Like, well, how? Like, what did he do to you? Like, no, I want to hurt him. Like, I just want to do this and that because he's so good looking. And I'm like, oh, why do I want to know this?
Yeah.
So, and some people think that you get turned on by, you know, them talking to you about their fantasies, and stuff. That's not here.
Okay, I just listen.
No, sorry, no.
Yeah, a lot of weirdos. But that can be creepy though too. Like, we had that one coworker, remember, where she was always dating new people, and then like the guys always ended up liking you. And they'd be like, why don't you do your hair like her? Why don't you wear lipstick like her?
Oh, that was weird. Yeah, I was working.
So don't do that, guys. Yeah, if you ever date a stylist, a hairstylist, or a female who works with a bunch of other females, don't compare the other females to your date.
Well, it's like, the guy wasn't doing anything wrong, but like he was complimenting me.
Yeah, but why the fuck was
I don't fucking know.
The other girl, she was paying his
bills. Well, it's not my problem.
Oh, my grandma was from. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Wow, you're young. If your grandma was from 51, how old are you?
What month?
What?
What were you saying? What month?
Grandma's from 51.
Oh, okay.
That's the same as be young then.
Yeah.
Really young. Right?
How old are you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, maybe 33, porque dice ahí 33.
Is that possible that could be his grandma? And his parents were in their 50s? Wow.
Young parents. Yeah, that's possible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, creepy.
Well, no, it was creepy because that coworker, we were hairstylists together. Oh, another fucking hairstylist one. But yeah, she had multiple different, like, she'd date all her clients.
She dated, yeah.
That's number one rule: do not mix business with pleasure. So she had different guys, right? They weren't good looking, in my opinion. They weren't. They were tall. They had the nice ass lowriders, the nice cars.
They all belonged to. Like,
they all like kicked it with some like some known like local rappers and shit like that. And yeah, they weren't my thing. Anyways, she'd bring them over, and they'd talk to me. The guys would be like, "Oh, hi."
Well, it's kind of something you do. Well, it's not like you're in a room by yourself.
No,
you're in this open room, and you got a salon station.
And like they would just happen to like talk to me, like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" That's it. I mean, talking like, "Oh, hi, Emily," or whatever, and then she'd be like, And then one day the guy said, "Oh, he's like, I really like your blonde hair." And then he told the girl, because her hair was really long and dark, and I don't really have long ass hair or anything.
You did for a while, though.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, he's like, I really like your hair," and then she was like, "Oh, really? But it's hella short. Her hair's short." And then he was like, "But it looks good on her. Like I like it." And he's like, "Why don't you do some highlights in your hair?" And she's like, "No."
So question for you fellas, if you're still watching. Do you prefer long hair or short hair? Does it not? Does it matter? Does it even matter to you? That's always been a question that we always ask, because as hairstylists, I never had a long hair. It's never been my thing. I did it like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like I would say until I was like 13, I had the really long, dark hair, and then after a while, I'm like, fuck no, this shit's fucking.
But like when you want to really style it like the way we do, you can't really have it too long, because then it won't move. It won't like really, unless you get short ass layers of long hair.
But
then it'll look like a mullet.
But that's the question I have for you fellas.
Yeah.
Do you guys, does hair really make a difference? Do you, like, based on what you see out there, right? If a woman, let's say you find a woman who's super attractive, but she has short hair, and then you find the other girl, she's not as attractive as the other one, but she's got the really long hair. Is that really a preference of yours, or does it? Not really. Anybody want to answer?
So, anyways, the girl, she was my boss actually. So she had all these different guys, and then from there, she got really pissed off at me. She's like, "Are you flirting with my man?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "No." And then at the time, I was going to a lot of bailes, a lot of paisas, and I'm like, "That's not even my type. I like the paisa guys, the silver teeth and all that."
Pay for everything.
Yeah, they fucking pay for my drinks and all that. And she's like, "Oh." And the guy, they had like a fight like right in front of me, and I'm like, "This is a fucking joke."
That's the most uncomfortable.
And so I'm
thing.
like, "What the fuck?" So then I think the guy was just being an asshole, like to piss her off. But see, that's not my problem. The girls and their insecurities or their problems. Yeah. But yeah, it made it really uncomfortable. But I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, I know. Sometimes you have to just like set people straight. Like, hey, look, wasn't flirting with your guy. You tell him not to be talking to ladies or whatever if you don't like it.
So I don't know. I don't think the guys ever have that many issues like that, because I think it's very rare. Women will do that shit on the sly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they'll flirt. How can I? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, okay, so the guy was flirting with you, right?
He wasn't. But I don't think he was flirting. He was just saying hi to me.
What I'm saying is, like, if it's the opposite, like two women, you can be cordial, but I don't think women will flat out say things like that in front of another woman. They'll do it more on the sly, like, "Oh, hey, here's my number. Call me when it doesn't work out," or whatever. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No. Wait, like what?
Men are more, in my opinion, right?
Like to be flirting.
Yeah. Like
and be like, "Hey, baby."
Yeah. Or just like, "Oh, hi. Oh, you look so pretty," or whatever. I don't think women usually do that. Like, if you were with the guy and I was a hoe, and I'd be like...
I've seen a lot of hoes do that.
Really? I've never seen that. I usually see it after, like, it's on the sly, like when they're not looking kind of.
Well, it just depends.
I don't know. Just
I've seen a lot of bitches do that, but whatever.
Well, you guys should know what our definition of a bitch is. Or not.
Liz.
No, I don't want it. No,
You brought it up.
Well, you're the one that said
I'm
bitches.
not. You're bringing this shit up.
Oh, I'm just
talking about Spooktember stories.
Because it's Spooktember. It's creepy. Like my sister flashing on me right now. That's creepy.
It's not fucking creepy. Bitch.
Flashy flasher.
Anyways, let's move on. Okay. What next? Next question. Next.
I had a coworker that flashed me one day.
Oh, when?
When I worked at the first salon, remember?
He
wanted to show me his. What was it? What's that expensive watch brand? Not Rolex.
Oh,
Movado. Movado?
Yeah. Wait. What? Yeah, he kept showing it.
Oh, was it Movado?
What about
I'm not.
Chinga.
¿Cómo se llama? Belova.
Yes.
Belova. That's what it was.
Hey, he was good looking.
He was like 20 years old.
Yes, I understand. But hey, what do you know? We were young.
Kid.
I mean, yeah. What do you know? You were young. It's not your fault. But he was a good looking man. Yeah. They're always good looking.
He wanted to give me his Belova watch, but he wanted me to watch. And I wasn't interested in watching. I didn't have the time for it. Yeah, Belova.
That's funny.
It's not funny. It's scary.
It is scary. It really is. Yeah. What's another one they have?
Too many.
Yeah, creepy. What else? No.
Shut up. Let's see. I can't think of any more. Oh, I could think of some, but I don't really know if I want to go into there with that.
Why?
Like the security guard ones. Where you have to work with like the creepy coworker, and they're just talking about like they're racist. Oh, you remember that guy?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Go tell them.
No, okay, well, we're working this concert, right? And so we get there, and
it was just 3 guards.
We had never been to the venue, and there was going to be like this Afghan concert, right? Yeah. So these like famous Afghan artists, and all that. So so anyways, we get there, we meet this guy. I'm just gonna call him Kobe. He's a white guy. Good looking guy.
Good looking.
Really young, nice guy.
He was the one who was going to show us the ropes.
Yes. So I don't even know how this damn conversation starts, and he's like,
"Oh, that's what it was."
Because he had blue hair at the time.
I had blue hair, and then he was just like, "So I bet you get a lot of attention because you have blue hair, right?" Like, you do that because you want attention, right? I'm like, well, no, actually, I mean, we are hairstylists when we're not here. And he's like, because I mean, like, I know you're not, but I do know, like, there's a lot of, like, weirdos.
My experiences.
That's my observation.
Females, when like they color their hair like that, different colors.
So it started off like that. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch.
Is he going to show us around?
And then he goes on about, like, so what is your nationality?
Or ethnicity. What the fuck
I don't know what the fuck he asked me. And I'm like, why? Because I want to know why. And he was just like, oh, nothing against you or nothing. Just like, I thought maybe you guys were like Afghani. I'm like, oh, no, I get that a lot. No, we're actually Mexican American. And then he was like, oh. And then from there, he's like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm a white guy, right? Like, so you guys, like, stick to your own kind? Do you guys, like, just want to date, like, your own kind? And it just was, like, awkward, and that's how it started. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I married my own kind. I had kids of my own kind, but, I mean, I guess I'd be open to it now. And he was like, yeah, know me. I'm total racist. Like, I want a white woman with white babies, have a lot of white babies, and keep the white going on.
So I don't know if this guy, if he expected a reaction of for us to be like, you fucking white motherfucker. Or what. So I'm just like, okay, that's good. That's your choice.
That's your choice, yeah.
That's good, yeah. And then he was just like, I'm like, I guess he wanted a reaction.
Like, raising an eyebrow.
I just want to see, like, no, like, oh, wow, you guys are okay with that? I'm like, well, yeah, I mean
it's your...
what the fuck? And then he's like, oh, okay, yeah, because most people, they get really offended with that.
Yeah.
And?
Okay, well, that's
And then he's like, but I have a lot of black friends. What the hell?
Yeah.
And then that's what he was saying. He's like, yeah, I hang out Mexicans, blacks, but I stick to my own kind. And I'm like, okay. And what the fuck? And it's like, gosh, we got 4 more hours here.
So the funny part was that he actually was a criminal.
Yeah,
he had like I don't know what his hey, how's it going? Hey, ale. Oh, hello.
Hi.
So anyways, he had a criminal record. And we don't know what his charges were. We never found out. But the company, again, the way the company worked was the owner at the time. He would just he would do some outreach stuff, and he'd go to like these places and kind of just recruit people. Like, you want a job for the night? Just here's a suit. Just show up at this time at this place, and you get to be the boss. And again, we've talked about that a lot in the past. Like, there's certain people, you give them a badge, you give them a T-shirt, and they change their whole persona.
Oh, yes.
Control, power trip, and all. And so it was a very awkward evening.
So throughout that evening, he kind of opened up a little more, and he actually started dancing with us when the whole event was happening.
But then it got weird
towards
the end.
Yeah, it did.
It was something strange. Like, he followed us to the car. It was something weird. Do you remember?
Oh, he wanted us to go party with him. He was like, because he was going to go get some liquor with the other guys. Remember, they were all trying to, get a ride. And then, because he was getting, an Uber, and then he was like, some bullshit that they got slapped. I don't know what the fuck he said. Remember? From there, they were going to go drink. I'm like, oh, really, motherfucking racist? And he want to go party with these Mexican,
put a bottle of
what the fuck?
But yeah, so interesting guys.
And then it's just creepy, right? What the fuck? Yeah. We're here. We're all as security to be protecting people. What the fuck? Right. He's like, creepy.
If
I didn't call the security for the security. Yeah, it's bullshit. I'm like, ugh.
So, and then we ended up seeing him again.
And then he was in a totally different job.
He's like a UPS worker.
Yeah. Good luck with that. That's fucking creepy. Because of people's addresses.
Yeah, he knows their address. Remember when we worked security at the theater and the volunteer would totally stalk everyone's address?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, tell them about that.
No, you.
No, that was creepy. Okay, so we again, this is a security job one, right? So we worked at this theater. This was during the pandemic. We were there supposedly to tell people to keep their masks on. And these are people with money, okay? These are people, not that it makes a difference, but it has, we have to mention it because when people have money, a lot of them, they really don't know shit. Yeah, they really think because they make money, they could tell whoever the fuck they want, whatever the fuck they want. Yeah. They don't work like that. So anyways, we would show up, an hour before the venue or two, and these volunteers would show up. They're different ages, different people, and some of them would do the tickets, and we would just have to stand there and make sure that the people had their masks on. And so this one man, really nice, older man, retired, ex-lawyer, okay? It just was weird to me. When any young person would go in, he would like, because we had to check their IDs. Remember? Oh, why did we have to check their IDs? Because at that time,
it had to match with the vaccinations.
Yes, because they had to show the vaccination card. Yes, that's what it was. And so we would check the ID. We would just kind of stand there, but he had to check the vaccination card with the ID. And so I caught on right away that when it was like a younger person, didn't matter if it was female, didn't matter if it was male, he would just like stalk the ID. And it was just strange to me, but I'm not one to be like, why are you doing that? You know what I mean?
Like,
and so then during the weeks went on, we were doing this. Then finally, we got to chatting. We had a little bit of time. And he was just like, yeah, I like to look at people's addresses. And I'm like, oh, why? And he was like, what did he do? It was something creepy. Do you remember? Something like, if they don't treat me right, then I know where they live. And it was like, you're a lawyer, dude. Yeah. So that means you probably go fuck people up and you know how to get away with it. So it was just creepy.
Sounds creepy to me.
It was creepy. It was very, right? It was creepy. And so, but what really like rubbed me the wrong way was these are like younger people. I'm talking like minors. So I don't know if this man had intentions of anything else, but it was just very rare because like the older people would go in because all kinds of ages would go, right? And I would notice like when it was older people, just kind of like,
hey, get fucked. Say, I get the fuck out. I don't want to stalk your old house.
So I was like, oh man, but that one was creepy. And then we didn't have an incident with him. We had an incident with
he was
the
nice
other
to
lady.
us. So.
And then we had an incident, and that was creepy because, okay, if you've been listening to any of our creepy stories for the last few days that we've been talking about them, what live was that? Remember we talked about the live about like the people like not being themselves or just like almost as if they were like
that was
just
on
tranced into
that was on
something
Friday
else.
night.
Okay.
Like,
so if you guys want to go back to there or whatever, we talked about that. So again, our job there at that venue was we just had to make sure we got to watch the show, whatever it was, and we just had to make sure that people had their masks on. And if they didn't, we didn't have to be rude to them or anything. We just had to like walk by and just give them the signal or whatever. Most people were good about it.
Yeah.
All right. So this particular volunteer, again, this volunteer, older lady too, she just didn't like us. She didn't like, it was me, her, and another guard, and she just didn't like us for whatever reason. She didn't like us. And so she just kept making excuses. She kept trying to get us in trouble. So we get called in. When the venue had just started one evening. And, oh no, what did she tell you the first time, remember? She told you something, and then that's when I brought it up, and she started crying. What did she tell you? Remember, the first day you had an issue with her.
She said,
it was something really rude. Don't you remember?
Gosh, I don't remember what the fuck she said. It was
something super rude.
That's what you get paid for. No, it was like, do your job.
No, it was something.
You come here to.
I remember it was something rude, and you're like, "Fucking bitch, I don't like that bitch." Remember, you didn't like her.
Yeah,
it was something rude. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, so we already kind of had an idea. Then the other guard, and mind you, this lady was already over 70 years old, and our coworker, the other guard, she was in her 70s too, and so they had an issue because it was 2 floors. The theater was 2 floors, so they had an issue. I don't remember what it was exactly, but our coworker was like, "Fuck," she didn't cuss because she was Christian, but she was like, "Oh, that lady, please, if I wasn't a good Christian," she was like with her long hair trying to stay young. Oh, she was giving us the scoop. But anyways, so finally, that particular evening, she went and told the boss. I don't know what she went and told him that we were like distracting the show and some bullshit.
We were making heck of noise up in there.
Yeah, something. So then finally, I'm just like, what is this really about? And she was like, excuse me, beg your pardon? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you had an issue with Emily. You had an issue with, what the hell is her name? Susan, Vivian, something?
Some shit like
and
that.
So, anyways, so then the lady starts crying. She puts on this show, and the boss is like, the lady leaves. She took off. The boss is like, it's okay. Just like go take a seat or whatever. Then the boss is like, so what's going on here? Like, we do have issues with her. People always have something, an issue with her. What happened? I'm like, look, I don't know what happened. To be honest with you, I'm like, we're doing our job. That's why we're here. She just doesn't like it. She doesn't want to work with us. And she was like, I know, but she's just, that's what it is. I apologize, she just feels invested because she's worked here since the theater opened. Well, that's not my problem.
Yeah, it's not.
That's not my problem that there's people, and there are people like that everywhere you go where they get so territorial to a place and they think they have this whole,
And what sucks is
power.
stupid is that she was a volunteer. She wasn't even
and it's sexy because it happens. It happens. It's like our other friend, remember? The coworkers were really chummy with her when she first started her job, and taking her little gifts from Bath and Body Works, and like Starbucks here, Starbucks there, and little did she know that they were fucking making up shit and telling the supervisor until she got let go. Yeah. And it's horrible. These are things you cannot prove, but they happen. They happen in the workplace, guys. And so don't get too
creepy coworkers, right?
Creepy coworkers.
So the fucking lady was just creepy in its own way because she made some shit up.
Hey, Christian Thomas, how are you?
Hi.
So so if you're just coming in, we're talking about creepy stories that we're doing. What is this?
Spooktember.
So for the last few days, we've been going live every night. We've been talking about a few creepy fake snore. What's that? What's a fake snore?
I don't know
what that is.
Enrique Rodriguez.
Hola, ¿cómo estás,
Hi.
Enrique? So see.
Yeah.
It's a creepy.
Oh yeah, there's like some other ones. Who else?
With coworkers or just anything else?
Creepy accounts on YouTube. We've had encounters with people on YouTube who are creepy. Like one guy, I guess. I don't know what the fuck, but he was. I don't know if he's a man or woman. Well, I don't know. Anyways, like fake snore means sleep.
Oh, okay.
All right. Anyways, what did he do? He was. Where did he comment on? He commented on here, or then he went to our Instagram. That guy, the fucking one with the tattoos on his face. Get the Christmas card and all that.
Oh.
Was he from TikTok?
He was from YouTube.
Okay.
From my YouTube channel last
So this guy, he would go on to Evelyn's YouTube
save
page.
it. That should be for tomorrow.
All right, fine. We'll save it. For creepy YouTube accounts. We will talk about that tomorrow. Yes, users, bots, whoever's behind the damn profile on YouTube. Okay, a fake account. Why are you hiding? If you don't have content, you have nothing.
A person we know.
Yes.
That just knows we cut them off and they don't know how to come back.
Oh, we have a lot of those encounters.
Or a person who thinks that we messed around with one of their significant others.
Oh yeah, that's creepy too. Oh yeah, she's a coworker. That's a good one.
Ooh.
That was gonna be a priest. The girl thought you were kidding.
That's a creepy one.
Coworker.
Okay, that's a creepy one. Okay, we're gonna go into that one. Let's go back to that.
All right, go on.
Más quitas el comment, no quitas a ellos.
All right.
No! What did you do? All right, no, stupid, what did you do? Okay, fine. No! Okay, let's go with that. Is that better? Did I do it right? I don't know if I did it right. Oh, man. Okay, good. Yeah, me estás chingando. But anyways, okay, let's go with that. That one is creepy. No, because people are going to know.
Okay, fine.
I don't care. Okay, so this one is creepy for me, okay? Because this is true, okay? So let me give you a little backstory. So when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I had this really good friend of mine, right? And he was a little bit older than me, and we were just like really good friends. He kind of had a troubled past. Like he had a really mean stepfather that was like beat him and stuff. And anyways, we were just like really good friends, and he ended up taking a liking to me, and more than a friend, right? He wanted to be my boyfriend or whatever. But at the time, I had a boyfriend, and the guy is no good, whatever. But anyways, so he ended up dating a girl that I went to school with, okay? And I wouldn't say we were friends. We knew of each other. We were kind of like in the same circle. So he starts dating this girl for a little bit, maybe like a month or so. And, we talk on the phone because he's my friend. We call each other and stuff. This is before cell phones, before any of that stuff. And so he was like, dude, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm a virgin. And my friend at the time, he was like 17. I was like 14. And he was like 17, almost 18. And the girl was like my age. She's like 14. And so, we'd talk on the phone because like it was very innocent. We're very platonic friends, And so he was just like, I don't know, dude. Like, she was nice. Like, I dated her because she's pretty and stuff. He's like, but she's like too much. Like, she's like be touchy and, like kiss me in places that I don't know if I'm ready for. And I know it sounds stupid, right?
At the time of your age.
Like right now it probably sounds stupid, like, what a wimp. No, when you're not used to that stuff, you're not used to that stuff, right?
Damn creeps.
Yeah,
yes,
right?
absolutely.
Oh, but that's not the creepy part, okay? Let me get to the creepy part. So then, as a good friend, right? As a good friend, because although he liked me in another way, I still saw him as a good friend. I'm like, look, dude, as your friend, like, because, I see you as a good friend, like, that's not right. Like, this is before any of that shit, okay, about like my body, my rules, whatever stuff, right? And so I'm like, no, like that's not right. If you don't like it, then dump her ass. Like, get rid of her. Okay? That's all I said. I didn't tell him, like, go break up with her, okay? So he ended up breaking up with her, and she, like, hated my guts, okay? Just, like, I don't even know. It wasn't even, hey, Chrissy, okay. What it looked like. Oh, he's talking to him. All right, so anyways, so then they ended up breaking up, and then the girl, like, she just, like, had a hatred towards me. And I had a boyfriend and stuff. So anyways, let's fast forward, like, 20 years, right?
Yes.
So we end up working at the same site. And I have a little bit of a higher ranking, like, I guess, in my position than she does, right? But I was invited to go to her location where the girl works and do a translating, because that's what I do. I'm a translator, right? So anyways, so I go and I do my thing, right? And then I get called into the office the next day, and I have no idea why. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. So I get called into the office, and there's just like all this shit being talked about me, that people work. There's just a bunch of shit. And so I had to, I'm sorry, and maybe I was wrong for doing, but I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Was that so-and-so? Did so-and-so come and speak with you by any chance? And the administrator's face turns bright beet red, right? Because she's like, how the fuck do you know what I'm talking? And I'm like, let me break it down to you. And it was really stupid and petty, but that's not right, you know? And so I'm like, look, I don't know why that girl's not over it. Like, I never dated the guy. It's not, you know what I mean? I think I understand if he broke up with her and then dated me. And no, he was just my friend.
It's like a childhood vendetta, right?
Yeah. So this woman, and because we're women now, right? I still run into her in town. She still gives me the stank eye. Still, like, I kind of want to be like, dude, I never fucked him, if that's what you're thinking. I never, like, what the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Hey, Freja. Oh, you know her.
Yeah.
Hey, enemy. Bro, who asked? What does that mean?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know either. There you go. But yeah, so that's.
But
creepy.
also, then that person would approach me too, like, "Oh, hi, how's your sister?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, I already know what they're talking about." Like,
but it was,
I already know the person's a weirdo.
What was even weirder was that my daughter comes into the mix because she's 19 now, and so who really what? I don't know what he's talking about.
Who really popped the cherry? Bancho Tyrone. I dated a guy, Tyrone, but we never did anything.
What does that mean?
He's being a pervert because you're talking about the celibate shit, and then quieres saber who did really pop the cherry kiss and let you.
But what do you mean, like Mexican or black? Is that what he's asking? No, honestly, guys. Okay, when I see these, like, I'm willing. I don't get offended or anything. I'm willing to read your guys' comments. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I dated a Pancho out of Tyrone.
But
you know what I mean?
Saying, like, do you mean? Is that what you're going at? Like, when I see that, are you being funny? Like, black or Mexican?
I don't know.
You know, because I see the name Tyrone, so I'm assuming black. I'm assuming, you know.
Really, yeah.
What?
A bunch of popped mine in the past.
Oh.
But no, we never did anything with Tyrone.
Oh yeah. How did you know? She did date a Tyrone.
Yeah, do you know me?
But that's what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, do you mean Mexican or? Well, I've only dated Mexicans. I've never dated outside of. Well, I kissed a black guy once.
I've only kissed. A couple of black guys, but never did anything.
My first kiss was a white guy, though. Oh, well, actually, he wasn't. I don't consider him white because he was half Filipino.
Yeah, he was half Filipino.
Really good looking guy. If you're out there. But anyways, yeah. So again, though, creepy YouTubers. Where do you guys come off with these?
Yeah,
so who popped your cherry?
Yeah, let us know, Coben.
Probably some fucking kid.
I don't know.
But anyways,
so that creepy
coworkers. Yeah. So again, so then my daughter starts working in the same thing, right? And it was funny because I never really like told my daughter. I kind of like mentioned it to her, but she never saw who the woman was, right? And it was funny because she ended up going to this like training where they were together. LOL, sorry. Scandinavian names are tough and can call me
Raven.
Oh, okay. Hey, Raven. So yeah. So anyways, so my daughter goes to this training, and that coworker happened to be there, and she gets home and she's like, "Mom, what's that woman's name? Like, who? You know?" She's like, "The one, Mom. The one that you said that's like, you know, like hates you." I'm like, "Which one?" There's a lot of them. She's like, "The one, Mom. The one with the friend." I'm like, "Oh." So then she's like, "Is her name so and so?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh my gosh, Mom." She's like, "She's a weirdo. I'm scared." I'm like, "Why are you being stupid?" She's like, "Because." So they went to this training, right? And my daughter said that from a distance, the lady was just like looking at her, and she wouldn't stop looking at her. And so finally, when she came up to her, she's like, "I'm so sorry. I thought you were Evelyn." And I thought you were a woman named Evelyn. And she's like, "Oh, Evelyn's my mom." And so then she was like, "Are you?" And for some reason, I don't know why, that she asked her, "Are you so-and-so's daughter?" So this woman really thinks that me and that guy had something to do with it.
Yeah.
I swear, we never dated. We never nothing. But you can't make people. You can't change their minds.
That could be creepy.
What somebody,
So I got mistaken a lot of times for an older sister of mine, and I guess she was a troublemaker and liked to fuck around with people's boyfriends or something. And then they look at me and they're like, "Aren't you so?" I'm like, "No, that's my stupid sister. I don't fucking talk to her bitch anymore." And they're like, "Oh, really?" Oh, and this whole time they were like, "Oh, are you sure?"
Well, she's a creepy coworker because we worked with her too.
Yeah.
She was fucking creepy too.
She was creepy
fucking
too.
Up and down, motherfucker.
Doing shit that's just like
up and down,
shady. Being a sibling and then fucking doing creepy shit like spitting in your sandwich in the back of the break room and shit.
Just some fucked up shit. Yeah, so that's a creepy. That's a good one too. Yeah, because she was a creepy coworker. Okay. So she was a creepy This is a creepy coworker, right, of ours, and that one, the one you were saying. Yeah, and so we had a lot of ours besides her when we worked. Okay, if you guys work somewhere retail, whatever, I don't know where. Don't leave your lunch out, guys.
Yeah, don't.
If you don't have to leave it in the break room, don't. Because these are some things we saw in multiple salons. At least in the hair world. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it could happen too. But anyway, so I have witnessed it many times where you see another coworker get mad with stylists, get mad with another stylist, and they leave their lunch there, fucking open the lunch, lick it, put it back, fucking spit in it. I've seen a lot of shit where it's like.
One was when I was working, I had a certain it wasn't an energy. What the fuck was it? It was chia seeds, right? Mm-hmm. And I'd mix it with the water. Yeah. And so I had it in my locker. I did have a combination and stuff, but I just trusted everybody, so I just had it all in my bottom locker. And next thing you know, one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, what's that drink that you drink? What are those seeds?" And I'm like, "What?" And then I'm like, "Oh my gosh, my fucking locker is way down there, shit's stuffed in there. How did she see my fucking drink?" So then she was like, "Yeah, I noticed that you had certain seeds." And I'm like, "Oh, she must have touched my shit." And then I'm like, "Oh, it's just they said it's for energy." And then after that, I didn't drink my drink. I'm like, "What the fuck? Why is she going in my locker?"
How does she know your locker?
I think, you know what? It wasn't locked. I had the lock on, it was a dummy lock. I did it like a dummy lock. I didn't completely lock it all the way. And so, for whatever reason, she went back there. That's what, couldn't figure out, why did she go back there to go in my locker? And my drink was in the back of my lunch bag in the back of the locker. So I'm like, how did she must have to take that shit out, looked at the seeds and shook it around. I'm like, I'm not drinking that shit. So from there, she was like, "Oh yeah," because I was going through everyone's locker to leave them everyone's paycheck, their stuff, the check stub. But I'm like, okay, she couldn't just slip it in. What the fuck? She opened the whole damn thing, took the dummy lock off. Come on. So that's what I thought was creepy, and her explanation just didn't make any sense to me. And I'm like, okay, I did not leave any drinks unattended at work. Nowhere. Unless I actually had a lock, but then I didn't trust it because I was paranoid. This bitch can pick it or something,
No, fuck that.
Those are all that. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that again. Yeah, so people are just weird.
People are weird, and
a lot of people want to play pranks.
Yes. Ooh, stop.
Yeah.
That's creepy. It is creepy. Because you know what it reminds me of? Again, I don't know if you guys ever watched Discovery ID. There was a coworker story like that where the husband hated the wife. He was trying to kill her for life insurance money, and he ended up tampering a whole water gallon, the 5 gallon, and the coworkers were getting sick. Everyone was getting sick, stomach aches, all this shit. And finally, I don't know why they decided to test the water, and they found out it had on camera what it was, and it was making everyone sick. And then they ended up putting cameras, and once they put the cameras, that's how they caught the guy. I was gonna go get the jar so they can guess if you want. John.
What is John?
All right, guys. So now that we've been talking forever, my back hurts. Wait. Guess, guys. Who wants to play the guessing game? Yeah, they're fucking too quiet. Can you leave a number or something in the comments? Come on.
How many think are in here?
How many do you guys think is in here? We posted it earlier in the short. No cheating. Winner will be announced on Friday. Well, no. Whoever guesses, we'll send them the jar. The Jelly Belly jar. How many do you guys think are in there?
63.
More. Well, we won't reveal the answer till Friday. But we should do something like that. Every day, have a different little trivia. Do you guys like trivia? Trivia's cool. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, my back is killing me. I didn't remember.
Oh, chingo.
But you gotta give a number.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing tonight on Monday? Any of you working tomorrow?
Yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Late.
Thank you for your comments.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So do any of you guys have creepy stories like that or anything? Or do you guys not even think about it? It's like, 'cause I know people have told us that too, like, you guys are so invested.
Or are you the creepy coworker?
I've been the creepy coworker before.
Yes, I have.
I have. I freaked people out and I didn't mean to. Hey, it's just like, again, I'm all about like, right, what is that called? Hold on. What's that fucking saying?
Yeah.
An ounce of prevention. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? What's that saying? An ounce of prevention is like a pound of, I don't know, some shit. I'll have to look it up. I can't remember.
It's late.
It is late. But anyways.
Is it 12 yet? No,
almost.
it's not. You got how many?
If you want to. But anyways, yeah, so I've been the creepy coworker. Like the time I scared the girl. Hey, man. I had to. Yeah, like, okay, so I've worked, again, I started off as a receptionist, right, as a teenager, and then from there I went to beauty college, and then I got my license, I started doing hair. But we've working in different salons, you kind of get to know people, like, what they're going to be about. If a customer's going to be moody, not moody, if they're going to be, like, good, whatever. And so I kind of freaked out a couple of coworkers one day, because remember the fucking worker, the young girl, Emily? Did you ever work with her?
Oh, yeah. No, because I didn't cut
You never worked with her? Okay.
No, I was there as, like, helping out as a receptionist.
Okay, well, anyway, so I worked in damn creeps. I know, right? Hey, Krusty, do you have any creepy stories? I mean, you said you sell semi-truck parts. I think that's what
anybody
you said, right?
flash on you doesn't want to, like,
I
pay
can
you
imagine you'd probably get a lot of weirdos, I would think. Because people get really pissed off. I get pissed off when I order a part and then they're like, oh, I got to order it out. Oh, 10 days. Motherfucker, I need the part today. But anyways. Do you ever have any weirdos? Like, I'm sure you probably do. And, you know, there's a lot of women now that drive semi-trucks. There was a really pretty lady we used to see every morning when we were doing, like, really early morning Starbucks runs.
Yeah.
Really pretty lady. She was a trucker. She bought one of my family man buttons. I wonder what she's doing with it. Or she gave
I wonder if she posted. She never tagged
us. A real pretty lady. And then I met some other ladies who were doing trucking too. Like, pretty popular. But I wonder if they know how to, like, fix the trucks too, or if they just drive them and load them and all that stuff. Do you drive semis, Crested? I never asked you.
Están muy callados.
I know, right? But, yeah, so anyways, I ended up freaking out the coworker because I can't remember what the hell it was I told her, and she was all scared.
Yeah, what did you tell her?
I was like, because she was like, she'd leave everything open, the back door, front door, she put the fucking music hella loud. Something stupid. I remember,
like where you creeped her out because, like, oh, you're making me paranoid and you're a bad influence and blah, blah. Yes.
So she went and she fucking told the boss that I was scared. Is that funny to you? That's not funny. I was just trying to do the right thing. I guess. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you're seasoned in something, you want, right? Like, supposedly, you know, things you see, right, where people want to give a message and they want to, like, teach you to be, like, do better and stuff. No, I there are people, like, I do believe that. Like, that's why I try telling some of these stupid kids, like the kid today.
Oh, yeah.
The kid today, like, trying to give smart with me and tell me all this bullshit. It's like, kid, shut up.
Yeah.
Well, you can't tell him shut
No,
up,
you
but
can't.
you know what I mean? But, or it's like, if I can prevent it, why not?
Yeah.
Hey, Chanel Liberals.
Hi.
How are you? How's it going? So, yeah. So, where are you guys from? Anybody want to leave a comment? Let us know where you're from. I like to know. I'm nosy. Nosy by nature. It's the hairstylist in me. What's your OnlyFans? No, you know, we never got into that.
I, like, made a couple of accounts, but they never went through because, what did I have to do? I had to link, like, my card, and then, like, they wanted me to pay, and, like, a monthly. I'm like, oh, fuck that. I don't want to be paying this shit. But anyways, yeah.
Here's a creep one. I can't find my way. Oh. Yeah, see, I don't know. I can't relate. I'm not into weed. I've never been into weed. But
creepy is like when you lose your ID.
No, you know what?
What?
Okay, I've met people like that. Are you a motherfucking up and down motherfucker too? Then I have.
Well, he is
like
big
that.
MF. So is that for big motherfucker?
Oh, hey, from New York. Hi. No, okay. I've met people like that. Like, okay, I knew this lady. I don't know if she's still alive. She was old then, like 70s. And yeah, she'd get fucked. That's all they cared about. That's all they fucking cared about was their motherfucking weed and when they were going to get smoked out and how much they were going to get smoked out.
That's a big
And so, yeah. And I'm like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the son-in-law was always like, these fucking people. Like,
yeah.
It was so she had a daughter. I ended up meeting him because I was going around some stupid guy and he liked to smoke and stuff. I never got it, just no le el chiste, but that's just me. But anyways, and so then he introduced me to the little lady, and she was a nice lady, really nice, friendly old lady or whatever. But the son-in-law was always like butting heads with her, and after a while, that was a funny story.
Which one?
When I got paid with the weed and I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god! Okay, so this is a
stupid.
funny story for you guys. Since you like to smoke weed, you like this one. Maybe I don't know. I never knew. Okay, because again, I've never got into that. It's not my thing.
No.
But anyways. So I did this lady's hair one time, right? And it was a long job. It was an expensive job. It was like a fucking $600 job. Now in today's day, it probably would have been like a $2,000 job. So anyways, I did her hair and we discussed the price and shit. And I went to her house and did her hair. And so when she went to pay me, she goes into her garage and she comes out with a big fucking sack. Big fucking thing like this, a bag, right? And it's all like this. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And she's like, look, just calm down. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just fucking worked my ass off here for 6 hours. My back hurts, motherfucker. And she's like, no, but look, please. It's just like, I know, right? I was supposed to get some money, but like, dude, come on, dude. Like, I got kids. She's like, no, but this is good stuff. Like, I promise you, you can sell it. Anyway, it's probably worth like 3 times as much. Okay, so here I go, my day trying to be a drug dealer, right? So, I didn't know what the fuck it was. She told me it was like an ounce.
Fire.
An ounce or something. I don't remember what it was. Supposedly it was like a lot. And supposedly it was like really good and it had fire and hairs and shit that I don't know what it is, okay? So, I'm like thinking of people I know that like to smoke weed, right?
We're like, this is so easy because everyone's a pothead.
Right? So I called some people. Help me, I got a slice of lemon stuck up in my nose and I crammed it. What the fuck? Anyways, and so I started making some phone calls like, hey, do you guys want to buy some weed? I got some good weed. I guess it's supposed to be good. Then I got people like, you got a scale? Does it have fire? Is it stinky? I'm like, I don't know.
What do you mean a scale? I gotta go.
Is it sticky? I don't know.
I don't know. Like, can you try? I don't smoke it.
So I get okay. So I talked to one person. They're like, "Well, dude, the way it works. Let me just help you out here. Yeah, sure. Like, you got to give me like a little bit, and I got to try it." So I'm like, "This sounds like a scam already, but I don't want this shit. So I don't smoke it." So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll give you a little bit. So, and I'm not greedy, right? So I'm like, I gave them a good like bunch, right? So they put it in their fucking bong and they start going until they can't breathe. The motherfucker's having a fucking asthma attack. Fucking eyes are all red, and he's like,
I want some action
and he's like, it's okay. Motherfucker, what do you mean it's okay? You fucking having a fucking asthma attack here, and you're telling me it's okay? You're full of shit, dude.
Yeah.
Do you want to buy this shit or not? And they're like, how much did you sign? I'm like, I don't know. Like, how much you want to give me? And like, well, I can give you $100. Like, no, I was told it was worth more. I'm like, how about like we just like break it off in threes and I'll give you that for $100. They were like, okay, fine. So I'm like, I'm not touching this shit because I don't like the way it smells. I just not my thing. So they're like doing it all, and they're like, okay, well, hold on, I gotta call so and so to bring a scale. I didn't know that so much work goes into doing this.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's whatever, just fucking get rid of it. So they bring the scale. They did some fucking I don't know what
guys that took off around the corner and then like, oh, it's not winner. Like, really?
So okay, so that was one deal, right? That one was gone. Then I'm like, I want to get rid of this shit. So I called some other people. I'm like, hey, look, I need money because blah blah blah, whatever. I'm like, the lady was supposed to pay me, blah blah. So at the end of the story, so those guys came. And they're like, can we try a little bit? Sure, here. And so they're like, ahorita vengo. So they go around the corner and they're like, no, esa madre está buena. ¿Cuánto quieres? I'm like, just give me like fucking $100. Te llevas eso. And or two or whatever. I don't remember how much it was.
Get
they were trying
cheaper.
to, yeah, whatever. So I'm like, look. I had, because the person, they put it in the three bags or whatever. And I'm like, just take this and give me like $150. And they're like, oh man. I was like, motherfucker, I need it because I have to, like, it's for my kids, like, for money and shit, diapers. At the time I had babies. And so they took it, whatever they took it. The last one I had, finally, some fucking, thank goodness, was an honest pothead. Yeah. Okay? So this guy that works at the club here, the little bar thing, and I ended up running into him, and so we start talking, and I'm like, yeah, lady ripped me off. She gave me fucking, I don't smoke this shit, so it doesn't do me any good. And so anyways, he's like, all right, well, let me see what I can do. So he brings his fucking scale, he weighs it, and he fucking, I don't know what he did, some water shit. I don't know what the fuck. He's like, no, this is good. Like, this will make it heavier. I don't know what that means. So anyways, so he's like, he calls up some friends, and then he's like, look, baby, I can get you like $300 for this because it's good stuff, but I need you to give me a ride. I'm like, dude, I am not about to get caught up with this shit and go to jail. And like, my God, what am I doing? So I'm like, fuck it, I need the money, or whatever. So I take the guy and like, I leave him there, and they made a sale, and I got my tad, and he got some weed or whatever. But so damn, I did not know that is such a process.
Well,
at least for us. So but I hope it's easier now, guys. I hope that's a easier process. And
yeah, it was a lot of shit.
It was a lot of shit. And going back to the ones about the old lady. Oh yeah, so that's how I met the old lady. Yeah. I met the old lady like that too. So then when I met her, and then she was always butting heads with the like son-in-law, and then the son-in-law used to fix my car. He used to help me with my car sometimes when it break down. And then one day I gave him a ride, and he was like stressing the fuck out. He's like, what's wrong with these people, man? It's all they fucking think about, man. It could be a problem. Yeah, no, I don't got time for that. Oh, my God. No, so I wonder, it makes me wonder, is it like that when, you do other stuff, other dealings, or is it fast? Just like, get it going, move it, go. Yeah, no, it was a process.
Shit was stressful.
It was, and it was stinky.
Just fucking buy the shit. And they're like, no.
And it was stinky, and it was like, oh,
never again. Don't fucking pay me your fucking weed.
Yeah, like that's it. So after that, I'm like, no, pay up first.
Fucking pay me.
Oh, gosh.
Cash, bitch.
And then that's another funny story. So our dad, right? Because of his diabetes and stuff, we talked about this a little bit too. He didn't control his diabetes. He'd smoke and shit, and like it got really bad, and he'd like fucking eat a whole damn pint of fucking ice cream at night and shit. Anyways, so he had nerve damage. He had nerve damage in his feet and his hands, and so he used to play guitar and stuff, and then he couldn't do shit because his nerves were all damaged in his hands and his feet. He had trouble walking and stuff, and so one day he was in a lot of pain, and he was like, do you think you can find me some weed? Like, because my dad was never into that either. Like, that was his thing growing up. Like, look, I don't care if you try it, but just like that doesn't lead you anywhere good. And my dad was old school like that. He's like, you can drink, you can smoke, whatever, but just don't do that shit. Like, don't get into it if you like it. So I never got into it. But anyways, so he was in pain, and everyone kept telling him, right? All these people we knew were like, it's the best thing, and how it takes your pain away, helps you eat, blah, blah, blah. And so he's like, do you think you can go help me find, I think I want to try some marijuana. I want to see that, because I'm in pain, man. My feet hurt, my hands hurt. I'm like, let me see what I can do. So I made some phone calls, right? And again, I don't know. I didn't know that was a process too. So I ended up getting a call from a friend. He gave me some weed, but I didn't know how to roll it. I don't have no pipes or anything. It's nothing. I've never been into it. So I'm like trying to roll this shit. I don't know what I did. But we couldn't get it to light. Like my dad kept trying to like smoke it, and it would like turn on and then turn off. So I don't know if I rolled it too tight. I don't know what happened, but he didn't get it.
It's sad. He was still in pain. Awful, yeah, because he kept trying, and it was like, and then I'm like, I don't fucking know how to do that either.
So it fucking sucked. I felt bad for my dad, but
then the friend came and did it, and he rolled it.
No, they never got it right.
Yeah, so it just wasn't meant. So.
Yeah, it just wasn't meant. But I was like, oh man, poor dad. Ay. But that was funny too. The time we went with those musicians to that jam session over there.
Wait.
Modesto. And they were fucking all marihuanos.
Oh, the guys up there that sent the pictures to you?
Yeah. That was funny. Like, they're all smoking, and then I think the wind hit me. I think we got a little high that day.
Yeah,
it was like, the guitar was just like... Funny times, I guess.
Yes.
So is that anybody still here? Does that happen then? Did we roll it too tight, or why wasn't he able to smoke it? That's what I didn't understand. Did you find your weed yet, or did you leave? Probably went to sleep.
He passed out.
Coraje.
Knocked himself out by accident.
I guess, huh? I know there's so much stuff with the whole cannabis, man. Sativa, and what's the other one? There's like all these different kinds. That some people are like the one to sleep with, the one to make you.
Like
too tight. Okay.
Oh, too tight.
Ah. So if we would have loosened it up, it would have been better, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's good to know.
The fuck
so
was
what
like,
do you guys smoke, if you don't mind me asking? I like to know these things even though I don't smoke the stuff, but like, so what is, I know there's, what's the other one? The sativa? Isn't that the one that's supposed to like help you go to sleep?
Because el pinche purple one. Because they were talking about, fucking, Ray was talking about, remember? He was like, fuck, he kept saying,
no, I don't know.
Yes. He's telling me the one that the other one gave me.
Indica. Okay, what's that one? Is that like, are those indoor, outdoor? What do they call that? Indo, outdoor, or what the fuck? And what does that one do? Is that one like, because like I told, like, I don't know if you're new here, but like I was telling, I don't know if I told it. Yeah, I did tell him the time. I did try marijuana once when I was like 14, but it fucked me up, dude. I've never been the same ever since. And supposedly it was just like cheap weed, but it made my ass paranoid, made my heart fucking start pounding, started having panic attacks.
But see, people say that everyone reacts differently.
So
but then was
know.
It laced?
Because everyone's like, maybe you need to try something now again, like something like there's like different ones. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I don't know what kind of
like that.
The panda brought me one. My 27th birthday is the first time I had some. I don't know what it was. He said something about purple, and then it was this big all fat. It looked like a fucking cigar. It looked fake. And it was stupid. And I was like, all right. He's like, don't smoke it all. I'm like, shut up. Because I was already drinking. And then I was like, and then it was like, I don't know. And then I wanted, like, I was like seeing my vision was like zooming in and out. And then I could hear echoing. And then like I was violent. And I did not chill out for anything. And then I made myself vomit. And then like I was like trying to fight the highness. And I'm like, oh, and then I was sober again. I'm like, I'll never do that shit again. I don't like it. I'll stick to the drinking. And then I was like, wow, can you imagine like fucking doing lines or something? I don't know. It did not chill me out. So no, it's not my thing.
Yeah, no, not my thing.
I don't know what the fuck I smoked. What was that laced? What was it?
I don't know.
And then he's like, yeah, that was like some good shit. I'm like, well, not for me. That was creepy. So that's a creepy story. So that was the first time I smoked weed at my 27th birthday, but that was it. Never again. Never again.
Sativa provide more of a head high. What's a head high? Indicates more for the body. I have medical cannabis I use. Okay. So the medical, is that like for seizures? Because I know we were looking into that. My son has seizures, and we were looking into that. If the medication didn't help, we were going to go that route. Because I know I heard it's done really great things for those that have like epilepsy and stuff. So, okay. So head high. What's a head high? Can you explain
I was like all in the above, everything.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
People are like, oh yeah, it chills me out. And make me like, oh, what the fuck are you smoking?
And then the edibles, like when we were working in the hospital, for a while as security guards, and man, it was summertime, and I used to work nights. Like my shift was 10 to 6. I can't tell you how many people we would see in the ER because they fucking overtook edibles. They thought that they weren't kicking in.
Yeah,
next thing you know, they're freaking the fuck out, and then we'd have to deal with them in the hospital for
like, oh my gosh, that's so scary. Like, I'm not gonna take anything from anyone. Like, you know, they offer you gum or whatever. Yeah, a lot of people are doing like shit like that. A lot of teenagers too, thinking it's funny, and they're giving so and so like their grandmas and shit like a cookie or whatever. Then,
well, that's like the creepy coworker. She would fucking take edibles.
Yeah, no.
She was old. That's weird to me. I don't know. I'm stupid, I guess. I always thought that like after a while, some people they just like don't want to smoke it anymore and they stop. But yeah, it's good for seizure. CBD is better. Okay, so CBD, if you don't mind me asking, because I'm just curious. So we had a coworker that would smoke CBD, just CBD. So that doesn't get you high, right? That just, what does it do? It just mellows you out.
So fucking Willy Wonka.
Remember, yeah, the Willy Wonka. She fucking be her little fucking
their fucking long
pen. It was like a pen.
It's like Willy Wonka.
Yeah. Now my parents, like again, going back to my dad. Remember they had that. It was like alcohol infused marijuana. Or something.
Yeah.
They would rub it. They would use it for like massage, and my dad said it would help a little bit in his feet. It was it olive oil?
Something like that.
I think it was like olive oil, and it was somebody would make it for them and sell it to them. They put marijuana. I don't know what kind of marijuana they put in it, but they would let it marinate for like a few days, and then they would rub it, like use it for massage.
Yeah.
Like, my dad would use it on his like hands and his feet sometimes, and he said that he felt like it would help. But yeah. Yeah, CBD. I'm not too familiar with that either.
Yeah, no.
But I saw it 99-cent store. They sell
really?
they sell a drink.
Oh my gosh.
And it says no THC. It just says CBD.
What the heck?
So I don't know what that does or what. And you can buy it over the counter. But it does say on there, it says CBD, and then it says like 21 and over or something. So maybe you can't. Oh, ow! I'm cracking. Oy, oy, oy. I'm sorry. Ow!
All right, so there's 7 minutes till it's midnight.
Ooh. So what other story you got? Anything else?
I don't know. It's like spooky hours.
Spooky hours. Ooh.
I don't like to talk about spooky things after
talk
12.
About something happy.
No. And it was spooky.
No. Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Somebody's more somatic. What does that mean? Body month. Okay, night psychoactive. Okay, cool.
Oh.
Are you guys dating? No, she's my sister.
We're sisters. Yeah. I'm not gay.
Yeah, no, neither am I.
Nothing wrong if you are.
Cisgender female.
Yeah, or ladies.
Or cis female?
The fuck? I don't know. I'm a woman.
You should know each
Okay, yeah, cisgender.
Cis female.
Cis female.
Yeah. Well, my pronouns are she and her.
Yeah, she, her, she, and me.
Yeah. What are your pronouns?
Okay, so that's fine.
So yeah. That's so weird now, right? Like you have to give this whole like my pronouns are this, it's hard. I'm learning. I mean, I know we have to go with the times and stuff, but sometimes it's hard to remember like the they or the them. And then I get confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does not get you high. Oh, okay. Is what gets you high. Okay. She and her. Great. So yes. That's good to know. This is good information, guys. Thank you for that. Because again, I don't know, and then when you ask certain people, they're like, I don't know either. I just smoke whatever's there. And it's like, oh well then. But then I like the ones that are educated. Like nah, like he was saying, indica, sativa.
Yeah, it's good to know.
CBD, and then you got the ones that do like is there like infused marijuana or something where some of them I've heard like weird names like white melon or like
a lot
purple
of
ghost purple the perp I was talking about what's kush because I know in like the Mexican music they really like talking about the kush and then what's the other one, the dabs. I've heard really bad stuff about the dabs. Do you guys smoke dabs?
Like, what is the difference with all that?
Well, I watched a documentary once, but I don't know how well it is. I guess it's like some kind of wax.
So is it classier to smoke it out from a bong or from a blunt or what?
So the dabs, guys, if any of you guys want to school us on this, I'm curious because I watched a documentary and I was so scared after watching it because they were using like a torch because it's wax, it's like a hard wax, and you have to like melt it into whatever they're smoking it in, and I guess you get the like fumes from the wax. Dabs highly concentrated. Oh, so it's oil. Okay, so it is oil. But I guess my question is it stronger if it's highly concentrated? Like, what does that mean? Can that potentially, like, okay, I don't know if you speak Spanish, Galactica, but I remember growing up, right, when people would get high, they'd say que se quedaron en el avión, right? Like, that they never, like, came down from the high. Yeah. So is that something that dabs will do to you?
Get you very high. What the fuck do people want to be feeling?
Yes.
So fucking high.
Okay, so I'm just very curious. How do people drive like that?
Oh, like they're functioning and all that. Yeah, that's a talent.
No, honestly, like, no kidding, though, for real. So is he saying, because he says it gets you very high. So is that something that can... And now, is that just, like, marijuana, or is it other stuff that gets you the high? Like, is it the oil, like you're saying, the butanol or whatever the fuck it is that's in it? Because I remember, that documentary, I was traumatized because it was crazy. This guy had it was like this sheet of paper, and he was like scraping this like it was a tiny little line like this, and he put it in something, I don't know what it was, but they were using this fat torch, and it was like, and then I'm like, okay, and the guy was like smoking it, and then the cameraman, he actually like left. He recorded through like the window, because I guess it was so concentrated or something, and then, like it was really interesting though, because I'm like, oh, that's like scary.
Yeah,
so if anybody's smoking that, I don't know how true it was, but that's what they were saying, that whatever the guy was smoking in the documentary I saw, that the cameraman had to leave because he didn't want to get like a contact high. And so I don't know how true that was or whatever, but like, oh man, that's creepy. That's okay. What do you say? Oh, it's it's resin. Okay, so it is resin. Ooh, that's weird, man. Isn't that crazy though? Like all this shit that people put into their bodies and they choose to, like, again, smoking. If I could breathe and smoke again, dude, I would smoke in a heartbeat. I would, but I can't. Fucking, my lungs are all fucked up and shit. But the smoking, man, But it's crazy, right? Because there's tar in there. There's all kinds of shit, right? And you're fucking smoking.
And some people are against that. They're like, oh no, that's worse what you're doing.
And then it's like the alcohol too. Fucking ruins your.
You got a lot of people that smoke the weed, talk shit about the people who do the alcohol. The alcohol's like, it's like a fucking
that's
war.
That's a creepy story in the salon. So again, going back to the Galactica, you just came on. It's just another form of hashish. Okay, see, I'm not familiar with hashish.
We don't know any of these terms.
Is that different? Because then in that same documentary, they talked about something about, is that the black stuff, like, that was left in the bowl? Because they talked about that in the documentary. I guess it's like, I want to say it's like used over burnt marijuana or something, but they were like scraping it out and then they were smoking it in something else, and supposedly that like is
a lot of process.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was interesting. It was interesting because there was one guy who was like, he smoked and he couldn't fucking move, and the other guy was like going to work and he was just like motivated. So I was like, oh wow, that's just interesting. It's very interesting to me though. But that's a funny story. The one when your mom was being nosy.
Yeah, that.
So this is a funny story. I mean, it's creepy. It's creepy. We'll get into the creepy part, but the funny part was, so we had this neighbor, right? And we lived in this. They were like condos, townhomes, whatever you want to call them, and they were really close together. So anyway, so we had this really good-looking neighbor. No, that's just resin that color. Oh, okay. But I know people do smoke that too, right? So this is a funny story. First. This is a funny story. So we had this really good-looking neighbor. Really good.
It was a white beater, though.
Wait.
He was hot.
Calm down. I was getting to that. Good-looking, though. Like, I don't
Chiseled
know.
body.
I think this man was the D, honestly.
Oh,
now thinking about it, just too good-looking.
Yeah.
Anyways, he had this wife. Beautiful wife. Super nice lady. Okay, we didn't know that they had a secret. But let's get into the story first. So the man would get home from work and you would hear yelling and stuff, right? And then he'd go into the backyard. So my mom's just naturally nosy, and we had these like holes, like they're like this big, right? Like in the fence, like you have a wooden fence. So we had like a hole here, like a hole there. And so one day my mom was being nosy. She wanted to know what the man was doing. So she's like peeking through the hole, being nosy, and she's like in the hole. And she says that she sees him pull out this, I think it was bong, what she was describing. And that he was just like, just nonstop, right? And the smoke was going everywhere. And she said she watched him for like 5 minutes, right?
Well, he was good looking.
But
so
no, that's not why she was watching. She was watching because she was being nosy.
Well, that too was a show.
So she, and so then she came back inside, and man, Mama was acting fucking goofy as fuck. Oh, thank you, Moo.
Oh, thank you so much.
She was acting goofy. She was just like eating. She wouldn't stop fucking eating. I'm like, I think my mom's high. I think he got her high without knowing.
Before, like, she knew anything about the contact highs.
So that was the funny story with that. But then it got really crazy and scary because we ended up finding out that not only was he doing that, he was doing other drugs. And not only that, he would beat his wife. Oil wax is from an extraction process done incorrectly. There may be a residue. Ooh, yeah, no bueno, man. But that's what I'm saying. Isn't that amazing, though? These chemicals, we know they're no good for us, but people still choose to put them in their bodies, you know? It's like right now, since everyone's doing the health journeys and shit, at least I had no choice, but it's like the oil, the canola oil, the seed oils. If you really, I've really looked into that, you know, seed oils, and I've really tried to cut all seed oils. Like, I'm reading all the ingredients and now it'll really make you feel better. That shit makes you sick, dude. It's crazy, all this stuff, and people know it. We keep doing it. We keep eating it until we're sick. But anyway, so going back to the story of the neighbor. So we ended up finding out that, he was doing all kinds of drugs.
Yeah, and he was beating her ass.
He also worshipped the other thing, and he beat the shit out of the wife. He'd beat her.
His brother was creepy too.
He was creepy. Whatever happened to that guy? Is he still alive? Anyways, so one day around this time, it was the daytime. He got home. Hi, how's it going? He got home, and we just started hearing like this like ugly pounding and screaming, and the baby was crying, and it was horrible. It felt like it went on forever. Police showed up. Man, it was awful. They took him. They fucking handcuffed his ass. The lady was in a stretcher. Couldn't even see her face.
Bloody.
It was so swollen. Blood everywhere. The baby was okay. Thank God. No, the butane gets pulled out completely in a degassing vacuum changer. Oh, okay. That still sounds like it's fucking complicated. Is that stuff expensive, though, if you don't mind me asking? Is it expensive? Or what does it cost? Is it cheaper than, like, the herbs and stuff? So anyways, I think I'm at that. Anyways, So it was awful. It was awful. The baby was okay. Thank God he didn't beat the baby, but he almost killed the wife. He almost killed her, and he went to prison for a while. And,
I don't know what happened to him.
But it was awful because she took him back. She took him back. Supposedly he went to like classes and supposedly changed his life, and that's what the story was. They ended up moving and they stayed together until she actually passed away from cancer, huh?
Yeah.
Some type of cancer. But oh man, it was awful, awful, awful. If you've never seen that in your life, it's ugly. That was creepy. Again, creepy neighbors. We're talking about creepy neighbors.
Creepy neighbors.
Or what was the other one you liked?
The creepy YouTuber.
Oh yeah.
The YouTube accounts.
Yeah. Some
YouTube
We'll
profiles.
talk about
YouTube,
those tomorrow or whatever the next day.
I've had a lot of creepy encounters with YouTube accounts.
Yeah. But the neighbors too. The neighbors are ones too.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. I gotta run. Thank you so much, you two. Thank you for checking.
Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate everyone's time. Thank you for your comments.
Thank you so much. He's turning into a pumpkin.
You're
right. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Now, thank you guys so much for watching too. Thank you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the stories. Again, we tried the StreamYard yesterday. I had no idea that if you put the music on, it mutes you. I didn't know that. So, but we're learning as we go. If you guys want to join us on the StreamYard, maybe we could do it tomorrow if you guys like. And we'll give you guys 3 minutes if you want to tell a story or talk shit or whatever. And
I get to show
your face, please. And yeah, no, none of that. Maybe for educational purposes.
Yeah, thank you for the information.
Give your reaction.
Wait, what?
We can do a reaction. Like, whoa! Timer. How long can you hold your breath? That would be funny. That'd be awful.
Yeah,
can you imagine you fucking have someone pass out?
Oh, yeah, too many challenges.
And they want to sue you and shit.
Yeah, no, what the fuck?
That's awful. That is so awful. Yeah, can you imagine?
That's terrible.
Yeah. That's awful. Oh no. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think we're going to run too then. Alright, guys. Well, thank you so much. Have a great night. And hopefully we'll see you on here tomorrow.
Yes,
don't forget to like, please. And
like, share, comment, subscribe, and what else?
And don't drink and drive.
Yep.
Don't drive and drink. My throat is dry. Go.
Alright, thank you. Oh, shit.